The summer solstice is tomorrow, June 20th or 21st, depending on where you live on the planet. And I just wanted to talk about the energies that you may be feeling that are present with this summer solstice. So already we are in the energy of this coming into union, coming into balance, coming into harmony. It is the day of the year that is most balanced in terms of light and dark. And so what that means for us and what that feels like, because this is what I've been sort of tapping into in the last few days, is it feels like this inner union, this inner marriage of the divine masculine and the divine feminine within our hearts, within our vessels. And it feels like, how do I even want to describe this? It just feels so harmonious. It feels so at peace. It feels so joyful. It feels like you come into this deeper knowing of who you are. It's like you come into this deeper understanding that balance is now your priority. That balance and harmony and peace are the thing that you seek the most, okay, out of life. And anything that disrupts that balance, that destabilizes that harmony within your life, are things that you can no longer sustain. These are things that you're not going to be able to handle anymore. You're not going to be able to perpetuate anymore because it's not in alignment. And this summer solstice, I feel like, is very special because being in the year of the snake and having such an arduous journey in 2025 for, and I want to kind of say globally here, like for so many people where so much upheaval, uprootedness, so much destabilization can be felt or experienced energetically because of this massive shedding process that, Mother Gaia herself is moving through. I feel like it has disrupted, the inner harmony within a lot of people. But I mean, this is the time where you have to completely detach and completely let go of the external disharmony and maintain that internal harmony within yourself. I've never felt happier in my life. Like I genuinely feel so much satisfaction, so much peace within my heart, and just so much balance with where I am right now in this very moment of my life. And I'm in so much acceptance of where I am in this moment of my life that I truly feel fulfilled. Like I feel so complete, so heavenly is the word that comes to mind, that despite the chaos that I see in the external world, because of course I can't hide from it, it's kind of, in my face, just opening YouTube, you see it, but it doesn't disrupt me. It doesn't bother me. It's like I'm so firm within my foundation now that nothing outside of me, whether things are looking like the way that I want them to look or whether they're not looking like the way that I want them to look, it's all okay. Like it just doesn't bother me. I'm just in this very fluid, very flowing energy. And that's actually a very central message of the summer solstice. And the other day I sat out on the back deck and I was journaling for about an hour and a half. And as I was writing, it was like this energy of flow. And I just kept seeing like a river, and the river flowing around rocks and flowing around everything with such ease and such comfort. Like it wasn't stressing to flow around boulders. It wasn't stressing to flow around challenges or even like dams or anything that was, in the way of that water flowing. It found a way. And it was so symbolic because that's what I feel like the summer solstice energy is all about. It's like showing us that we are able to find the way and that we are meant to find the way at this time, the way that is best for us. This isn't about anybody else. This isn't about any external energy from you, but just you finding the way for yourself, the way that feels best, the way that feels most aligned, the way that feels most attuned to who you are right now in this very moment. That alignment and that flow and just trusting that flow and going with that flow feels most natural, feels most elevating, most fulfilling at this time. So if there's anything that you're resisting at this time in your life, this solstice energy tomorrow and Saturday, and we're already in solstice energy, this harmonizing, this balancing, this coming into full union, like this is it's going to call you out. Like you're going to feel and you're going to know very specifically, who or what pulls you out of that harmony, who or what disrupts your harmony. You're just going to know, and you're going to want to get away from it. You're going to want to eradicate it from your life, is how I'm seeing it. Like, and I'm just here to give you confirmation or permission to do that, because that's what feels most aligned. And Spirit is saying, yes, step away from disharmony, step away from people, places, and things that bring disruption to your life, that bring disharmony to your life. And if that's the news, then stop watching the news. If that's a person, then stop interacting with that person, stop being around them. If that's a certain mentality, then stop engaging within that mindset. Like, give yourself permission to completely detach. And detachment has been such a powerful tool in my life. It has been my saving grace. That's how I want to say it. It's been my saving grace, because learning to detach was not an easy process. However, the art of detachment and getting used to being detached to outcomes, and getting used to being detached from people, places, and things has brought me to this place, this communion within myself, to this complete harmony and balance. And so even looking at your attachments at this time, and I'm talking like unhealthy attachments, where you're attached to a certain way of thinking, where you're attached to a certain belief system, where you're attached to fear, where you are attached or maybe addicted to drama, things like that. Like, and this can show up in so many different ways in your life. So you just got to sort that out for yourself. And I'm sorry if there's like background noise. It is really windy here today. So I feel, even as I was connecting in with like wind spirit and air element, the air element itself today, I was receiving the message that it's like the winds of change is here. The winds of change are here. They are sweeping out of your life everything that doesn't belong, everything that takes you out of harmony, everything that brings disruption into your life. It is like sweeping all of it out of your life. And I'm seeing the heart space. It's like it's sweeping all of it out of your heart, even bringing us back into heart and out of ego. So connecting to that deeper feeling of union within the self is the thing to do under this summer solstice energy. And I highly, highly encourage you to meditate, to tune in, and to be still, to allow your mind to be still under these energies. So like today, tomorrow, over this entire weekend, really just quiet the noise, bring it down, just completely quiet the noise, and let yourself hear your heart. Let yourself be guided by your own inner spirit, by the wisdom of your heart, I'm hearing. And the wisdom is actually the joy, the freedom, the sovereignty, that individuality, and it's not separateness. It's like unity with everything and all. But it's like a harmonious unity with everything and all. Connecting into that energy, feeling whole, feeling complete, feeling completely balanced, even if you're not balanced, but just letting yourself feel balanced and think in balance and visualizing balance. Like, all of this is going to very powerfully anchor you into this energy. This is very powerfully going to root you deeply into harmony. And Lord knows our planet needs harmony so much at this time. And the way that we can contribute, the way that we support Mother Earth's ascension, the way that we support our own ascension, because she's taken us with her, whether we like it or not, the way that we support this ascension is through being the embodied harmony, through being the embodied spirit. I'm here, the spirit of joy, the spirit of love, the spirit of unity. And it's a complete equalizing, a complete harmonizing between masculine and feminine principles. And the masculine and feminine coming together under this summer solstice energy is actually birthing the child. It is birthing the third energy, which is unity, harmony, oneness with all, connection, and eternal peace, even I'm hearing. So we birth our reality. We create our reality. And I have been so deeply immersed in this now for several days. The last full moon that we had, which was in the sign of Sagittarius, that full moon was very special. It was very, very activating. Even if at the time maybe you didn't feel it, it was definitely very activating, and it was bringing a lot of this freedom, this sovereignty, this breaking free, this nurturing the inner child, travel, adventure, all of this kind of energy online within us, and I can feel it. I'm hearing it's a new level of activation that's taking place within all of us on a very individual level. So this is going to show up for you in different ways in terms of how you feel it or how you're tapping into it. I'm also hearing to like remind you that this is something to tune into, like tune into this energy within yourself. Where are you seeking more freedom? Where are you desiring more freedom in your life? Where do you feel restriction in your life? And what does that restriction feel like? Is it fear? Is it contraction out of fear? Is it limitation? Is it a worthiness wound or a worthiness issue? So there's a lot of different ways in which this energy could be bubbling to the surface at this time for you. So it's just important for you to tune in and see what that is for you specifically. Is there anything specific that is being released at this time? Are there any triggers that have been coming up lately that have really given you evidence, that have shown you specifically how you are still not fully in that balance, how that inner union or that inner marriage where the masculine and the feminine energies within you are balanced, how that is still sort of like push and pulling, like it's not fully in alignment. And I find most people, regardless of gender, are in their masculine energy more than they are in their feminine. So I feel like there's an awareness of that is also coming up for you at this time, where, because I know for me personally, actually, I just want to share a little story. It's like this past week, I noticed so much, and I've been guided by spirit so much to slow down, to produce less, and to actually be in more alignment with receiving, to just really, really give myself permission to be in my soft feminine energy, to be more nurturing, more loving, more kind, more compassionate, more understanding, more patient with myself as I am moving into this feminine energy, which is a little bit of foreign territory for me, even though I am a very feminine female. Fully embodying the energy, like the feminine energy of receiving, has been a challenge for me most of my life, because I was actually just writing this in my newsletter yesterday, that like it sort of dawned on me that even at the age of like 4 or 5, I was already in this energy of I felt like I had to give something in order to be loved. So receiving love when I was a child was very conditional. And it wasn't because my parents didn't love me, or my grandparents who I lived with at the time also. It wasn't because they didn't love me. They all loved me very much. They just didn't realize that they were sort of programming this very conditional love within me, because if I did something that really pleased them, if I, swept the front porch, for example, because I used to kind of like doing that, and I sort of picked up on that if I did that, then, I would get a lot of praise. And if I was like a little too rowdy or a little too noisy or a little too much of a kid, then there would be sort of scolding, or we would be told to be quiet or settle down or whatever. So it's this conditional love that I think a lot of people experience. As a matter of fact, I feel like all of society is very much rooted in this energy. Our school systems are rooted in this energy. So it's that very masculine sort of, if you give, if you produce, then you are worthy of love, then you are worthy of receiving something in return. So it's not rewarded in our society. It hasn't been rewarded. And even in my personal experience growing up, it wasn't rewarded for me to be more in feminine energy where I just received without having to give anything in return. And I'm bringing this up because I feel like this is something you might need to hear right now. So connect even into yourself about that. You know, how are you with that worthiness? How's the worthiness wound doing within you? Because like I said, this was like another layer of this was kind of coming up for revelation for me this week, and I was journaling about it. So are you one of those people who feel like you always have to produce, like you always have to give, like you always have to do something in order to receive love? Because that shows that your upbringing and just the general mentality and energy within our society, within our school systems, is one that is rooted in this masculine conditional love. Out of balance masculine is conditional love. It's not unconditional. So check in with yourself and see where that's at, because the solstice energy is a very, very, very powerful time to bring that back into harmony within yourself, to bring healing. It's like it opens up this dimension, by the way. The veil is going to be extremely thin. It already is. There's a lot of, like a lot more opportunity to connect with nature beings, with a lot of different energy beings that exist, nature spirits at this time, because the veil is going to be very, very thin, specifically on the 2021st. Excuse me for confirmation. It's going to be very thin where you can literally commune with your spirit. It's like spirituality is so accentuated. It is so brought to the forefront during the summer solstice because it is that equal, balanced, most harmonious day of the year. It is an equal measure of light and dark. Neither one is in overdrive. Neither one is more than the other. It is completely equal and it is completely balanced. So spending time in nature, sitting in nature, and even pondering the whole concept of balance, you know, what do you see as balanced? What feels balanced to you in your life at this time? How do you envision your future, your balanced, harmonious future? And can you bring the masculine and the feminine principles back into harmony within yourself? And I'm hearing quantum leaps. So there is this huge potential right now, this huge opportunity under this summer solstice to quantum leap into this harmonious, more balanced energy within yourself and to like really allow it to take root. But it is going to require you to silence your mind. It is going to require you to show up for yourself, to be with yourself, to tune into yourself. And doing this outside is how I'm seeing it. Like Spirit's saying, it's going to be more powerful if you're doing this outside. So whether it's just in your backyard, sitting in the grass, or going to a park, or actually going into like, you know, some type of a nature reserve or anything like that, anything where there's a lot of trees or just a lot of nature around you, it's a really good place to just go and be, don't do. On the solstice, I'm going to say, like, don't do as much as, you know, you might want to do. Like, I know I have I've got a couple of clients and I have a meeting and stuff tomorrow, but the first thing I'm going to do in the morning is I'm going to go and commune, sit with nature, with God, and with myself. So giving to ourselves first is actually also becoming a priority at this time, because that is what is required to bring that harmony back within yourself. Can you give to yourself first? Can you put yourself first? Can you put your heart first? And listen to where your heart is guiding you. to heed the call, to answer the call. So that feels like a beautiful place to close today's reading or today's session, channeling, whatever we want to call it. That feels like what wanted to come through for this summer solstice. So I highly encourage you to take some time to be with yourself and really tap into what you need in your life at this time to bring harmony, peace, love, and unity, especially unity of the masculine and feminine, back within yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to work with me, link is in the description box below. I'm only going to be around for another week, and I will be flying to Europe after that. So as of July 1st, I'm not going to be as available. I'm going to, just a couple announcements actually. I'm going to still be available for some sessions. So if you want to book with me, you can over the month of July. However, my schedule is going to be very limited as I will be traveling, like I said. So it's pretty much reduced to like about one appointment per day, maybe for like 3 or 4 days a week. It's not going to be very much. But I will be available to still support all you beautiful people. What else? The newsletter may or may not go out in the month of July. I usually typically send out one a week, but that might not be, I don't know, like I'm totally trusting spirit, and I'm totally trusting my own flow. This is my first vacation in like 6 years. So I really, to balance my inner feminine, I'm really giving myself permission to show up for myself first and foremost. And if it feels like it's in alignment, if like inspiration really calls me or pulls me to share something while I'm in Europe, then I will have my equipment with me. So I will definitely record something and I will post that. But I don't necessarily feel like there might be consistency going on right now. And that's okay. I'm just completely flowing with whatever feels good. So that's my announcements. I will be back at the end of July, and I will be back into a more consistent routine after I have given myself and my inner child some time to play, some time for adventure, for rest, some very, very much needed rest. Yeah. So I will be back. I will still post next week because I'm still around next week, but we'll see after that. So these are the announcements I wanted to make. I wish you an absolutely beautiful summer solstice. I hope you have an amazing time. I hope you receive some really deep guidance and some deep truths that are really going to be like aha moments for you. And I really, really sincerely wish for you to ground this new energy of peace and of love and of unity and balance and harmony within yourself. That is my wish for you, because I know that that is what is going to make you most happy. So I love you. I can't even seriously express how grateful I am for every single person on this channel, for this beautiful collective that is here growing with me, alongside me. So it was beautiful to connect with you today, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Take care.